Mr. Mayank is a proficient qualified chartered accountant and company secretary. He has also earned his LLB. Beyond his impressive educational background, he has served as founder and startup advisor and investor. He is also founder of Legal Suvidha. Today, we will dive into the journey of ideation and problem identification, drawing from Mr. Mayank's extensive experience. Mr. Mayank, could you give your audience a glimpse into your journey and how you navigate the intricate world of startups?
Yeah, definitely. And before that, I just wanted to see that whether we are visible on LinkedIn. I'm just checking it once so that
Okay.
we just confirm that the people are watching us. Yeah. Yes, we are there on LinkedIn. And yeah, so we are good to go. I think other people are on mute. And as soon as people start asking their queries or by show of hands, then we can ask and we can go ahead. So, Swagata,
Okay.
thank you so much for having me on this. And I would love to support, guide the startups. And through this initiative, what we can do is we can spread awareness about the various things that are going in the ecosystem, as well as if someone wants to launch their startup. So for that, we are trying to create an ecosystem from last 7 to 8 years. Started with the legal offerings, and then we eventually landed up providing 360-degree support, where we not only provide services but we also help people in right from ideation to launching to scaling and funding. All these aspects we do from last couple of years, and would love to like share whatever experience or understanding I have about this domain, so we can start.
So that's fantastic. So, throughout our discussions, we'll explore the art of ideation and strategies for effective problem identification. So, Mr. Mayank, my first question for you is why is ideation considered a crucial step before launching a startup?
Okay, so it is this way, Swagata. Like when we are trying to do something, and in this age, it's all about like lot of ideas are coming to you when you want to start something. You know, people are very excited and they are very talented as well. But the problem is that there is a situation of analysis paralysis. Like either we ideate so much that we don't launch anything, or we are changing our ideas on day-to-day basis. Like I have say 10,000 of ideas, but I am not launching it. Okay, so the first and foremost thing is yet you have to uh, identify based on Ikigai principle. I think you know what is that principle. So it is like you are identifying that what market needs, what you are good at, and whether people will pay something for that or not, right? So if the thing is falling into this and you identify that as a problem, then only select that particular idea and work upon it. Say, let's for example, currently AI is something which is booming like anything from last couple of years. And before chat gpt also AI was there, right? But now a small venture and big enterprise both are at same place, right? There is no difference between both. And the reason is simple, because things are made available easily, and now you can use these LLMs, these models, and you can create your own startup, your own venture. Now, how to ideate? Suppose you are working somewhere and you identify that there is a problem or there is something which can be automated. So you can easily use AI, because when you are doing on your own, right, you have a limited scope. So ideation, why it is important? Because when you have an idea, thorough understanding of idea is there, you have done brainstorming, you are at a pace where you can then build upon it and deploy your idea. So that's why ideation is important. You can do brainstorming with your family, your friends, your co-founders. Even you can use artificial intelligence or something, some tools like chat gpt or bard you can use, and you can build upon your conviction. That is only ideation. And once you have a conviction that this thing will work, then you can launch your idea. So this is how it should work.
So, adding on to my questions, so what are the key benefits of thoroughly exploring and refining ideas before starting a business?
Okay. So thoroughly exploring means like, if, as I mentioned, I will just add upon that only. See, thoroughly exploring an idea is something which helps you uh, to be building upon your conviction. When I am saying, so it means like you are very sure that if you are working on this problem, okay, so problem identification of the target market is must. And that you can get to know only if you do thorough research, thorough market research study, and then you build upon your conviction and then you launch it. And how to launch it, that we will discuss in further discussion. Yeah.
So, how can entrepreneurs effectively identify their problems that are worth solving in their chosen market?
Hmm. So, identifying a problem is like, means you are sitting with a group of friends, or maybe your partner, life partner, or someone, and you will be having some or other problem. Like around you, there are a lot of problems, right? It's just that how much big is the magnitude of that problem. If the problem is big, it is scalable, then it is something that you should choose to work upon. I'm not saying that niche markets are not good to work upon. They are also very good. But then you have to build something where a competitor or a compete should not enter into. Okay. Like, for example, if I talk about Zomato, okay. So, Zomato is something which started as a like a restaurant rating menu system. Hai na? Like, this is the menu, this is the restaurant, and this is the rating of this particular restaurant. Hai na? But that model is something which can be copy pasted. Hai na? Many other ventures like Swiggy has copied it, they have entered into it, but they have made it so much scalable and at that level that if some compete wants to launch at their level, they cannot launch it on the day one. Okay, so it is this way. If you are launching something, launch it in such a way so that it cannot be copy pasted easily. Okay, so these factors have to be considered, then only you should like launch whatever problem you are identifying. And you can do primary and secondary research for that also. Like, when I'm saying primary research means you can do customer survey with a short amount of people. And when I'm talking about secondary, so it is like you can do research through tools, again, AI tools, whatever are available in the market, so you can use them. Yeah.
So, what role does market research play in ideation phase of a startup?
Ideation phase of a startup, see, this is like when you have some idea and you want to research upon it. uh, it is this way, like market research, as I mentioned, primary, secondary, two types of research are there. So you have to research in such a way so that it is a frugal method. Like you can use tools like a Survey Monkey, or you can use uh, again AI tools. You can use the audience which are around you, and you can go to the actual things. Like if you are trying to create some say a service, okay, or a software, you can do a pre-launch and put the features on the landing page, try to get the feedback of users. From there also you can get some inputs. And when doing research, always see this, that how you are making something which is unique and is a differentiated product from an existing one. Because if you are only copy pasting existing business, then in the long run it may not be very useful. Even if you are going for funding, there are many challenges, because if you are just working on a copy paste and not innovating or putting something which is your own problem or your own identification, then it will be difficult for you for the long run. And that's why market research is very, very important. I
Okay,
think
sir.
I think you are able to get what I am saying, right? You can ask me again if any doubts are there in anything. Okay. Yeah.
So, sir, there's one more prominent question like, what challenges might entrepreneurs face if they neglect the importance of ideation in the early stages of their startup?
Uh, Problems, see, ideation is something which is a building block, which gives you a fair idea about the things that you are building upon. So for example, if you are manufacturing a product, okay, and for example that product is something related to soap, okay, you are making a soap. There are so many soaps in the market, right? What is the uniqueness that you are bringing upon the table, you know? And why someone should use your soap only and not the existing ones? Like Dove is there and a lot of other players are there, you know. So that you have to identify in the initial stage only. That's why ideation is something where you have to brainstorm with a small set of people in the initial phase. Then you have to expand as soon as your reach goes to the market through your minimum viable product that we will discuss further. But this is something which builds a base, and on that base, as I said earlier also, you can develop your product, your market, and you can eventually end up in a product market fit. That's why ideation is a very very important aspect, because if you don't do it, you will waste your time, money, resources. Everything will be wasted if it is not done in a proper way.
Okay, sir. So, can you share insights on turning a personal frustration or challenge into a viable startup idea?
Mm, See, I will not say that the startup that I am working on or I have been working upon, in that I have faced this, but yes, what I have seen in the like last 7 8 years, since I have started Legal Suvidha, is that startups generally, when they reach out to us, they have a major problem or issue. Like they have formed a private limited company. Okay. Now private limited company is something which is not a viable option for everyone, you know. It's not something that everyone should form a private limited company on a day one. When you have an idea, you can start as a proprietor also, but
Right.
because they are not getting proper guidance, they are not getting like they are getting connected with players who have set it up a process that they are just selling private limited company as a service. So they're not understanding that this person doesn't need private limited company, unnecessarily pushing it up, unnecessarily just making their life uh, horrible by putting them into this private limited company. What happens is eventually they end up in non-compliance, right? And once you are non-compliant, you have a lot of issues. You don't get a loan. You cannot form a company again. You become a disqualified director. There are a lot of problems, right? So these all repercussions are there, and due to this, these founders get frustrated, right? Now, when they got frustrated and they were reaching out to us due to these things, so we thought that why not to start with something which helps them not only in just giving them a service, but mentoring them, guiding them in the initial phase, in their ideation phase, and then helping them out in coming up with a good idea. Okay. See, we have a good amount of experience, like me, Priyanka, and my other team members. We have a good amount of experience in terms of understanding a business and then delivering and building upon that. Okay. This is what we have done with many startups. Like we have served around 8,000 plus startups in last 7 years. And based on that experience, uh, I can vouch for one thing, that if someone has some idea and they want to start it, and if they reach out to us, we will never means I am on this live podcast, many people will be watching us, and maybe some clients of ours also will be viewing us. They also know about it, that we have never pushed anyone to take any particular service. That is the thing that we worked upon as a principle. That is the ethics that we have. And it eventually, what happened is, it has helped us in getting more clients, not only clients, but the people who are our right set of clients. Okay. So, so I will say that definitely uh, it created an opportunity for us due to frustration of startups. You know, I will put it this way. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So, in what ways can entrepreneurs adapt and evolve their initial ideas based on feedback and changing market conditions?
Pardon. Can you repeat?
So, in what ways can entrepreneurs adapt and evolve their initial ideas based on feedback and changing market conditions?
Okay, got it. See, uh, means you are talking about feedback that a startup gets, right? Based on that, how they evolve further their product
Right.
or service. Yeah. So it is this way, Swagata. So when you start something, okay, on the day one, no product or service is perfect, right? When Uber started, so the founder I read somewhere that the founder was somewhere in Paris, and he was like searching for the cab. And Paris, mein aapko pata hai, there is a lot of cold in that region, right? So he was not able to find a cab. So eventually, what happened? He started with this idea, right? Uber. Now there is no surety or guarantee कि उसने जब Uber launch किया होगा, and that will become such a big business, right? But how it has become such a big business that even they have entered into logistics, and they are not only into cab sharing but a lot of other things, right? They are helping in as a food delivery app also, as a logistic provider also. So this has happened eventually over the period. But how it has happened? Because they have continuously taken feedback from the market, and based on that feedback, they have eventually scaled up their existing offerings. Not only that, they have added up more offerings into what they were delivering, right? So this is how a journey of a startup happens. Like you start with some basic things, and based on the feedback of the market, inputs of the users, you eventually add up more features, more functionality to your product, your service, and then you become a successful one, right? And definitely there are a lot of other factors, like a mentor always plays a very good role. See, I'll just take like add one more point on this. uh,
Yes, sure.
there are very limited, or there are very I will say this way, that there are very limited options in the market, okay, where a person knows about how to start a startup, and they know side by side that how the compliances, registration, all filings, how the funding, all these aspects are done. Okay, so what we are doing at Legal Suvidha is we are not only helping you out in your compliance registration, but we are helping you out in end-to-end delivery and execution so that you launch your startup. And if you need feedback even from us, because we have an understanding about how a startup work, how market works, and we have people in the team who do research also, you know, they create pitch deck, they create business profiles and all, and they help in coming up with good ideas also. Okay, so if you are facing a problem, like you do not have a co-founder, or you are someone who wants to validate their idea, I will invite you to be part of our first Unicorn Startup Evolvers community, which is an initiative that we have recently started. If you want that link, that where you can be part of this, that is available on First Unicorn uh, LinkedIn page also. And if you want, we can put in the comments after this webinar, so you can join that. There you will be benefited not only for launching the startup, but also for initial brainstorming, validation, because we are creating an ecosystem where if you want to start something, you can validate your idea, you can get initial feedback, and you can launch your MVP or prototype in a successful way. Yeah, I hope there is some clarity on what I am saying. If you have any cross questions or anything, you can ask, and let's see if we can open it up for others also. है ना? After completing this, we will open it up for others as well if they have any queries. Yeah.
So, are there any specific industries or markets where ideation is particularly critical?
Ideation is critical. Okay. See, like technology startup, if someone is doing a tech based startup, because technology is something which is evolving, right? And day by day there are a lot of changes happening, correct? So if you are someone who is into a tech based startup, you need to be on your toes, you need to be updated, upgraded about the latest changes that are happening. Secondly, I will say healthcare, okay, because healthcare is also evolving as a sector. Education, again, things are moving online. They have moved online per se, like uh, people are charging lakhs of rupees for online courses, and at the same time, at a comfort of your home, you are learning from professors across the globe. Okay, like upgrad, like many of such startups who are into education, they are making it a win-win situation, है ना? So this is what it has to be done. Like uh, आपका question ये है कि like you want to uh, what you were asking, can you repeat it once again?
So, are there any specific industries or markets where ideation is
So
particularly?
these are some industry, tech based, healthcare, education. So these are some industries. Like there are a lot more apart from these also. But yes, to my mind, these are uh, something which uh, not only these, but even our industry, legal industry is evolving. Like we as a professional, or we as chartered accountant, company secretary, or lawyers, we need to be abreast with the law updates. We should know that how AI is impacting our legal and financial consulting, right? And this is something we are also working upon. We are trying to build upon bots. And we have another venture where we help people in automating their enterprise. Okay, so like it is always an evolving thing, and yes, definitely there is a risk, and there is always a risk if you are not updated, and you have no option as a founder, as a corporate. You have to do this. There is no option. Yeah.
So, what advice do you have for individuals who struggle to generate innovative ideas for their startup?
Struggle to, okay. I think some if someone is an entrepreneur uh, and hustler, okay, innovation is something which is in their blood, and if it is not in their blood, uh, eventually market will teach them. And if you are launching something and just for the sake of doing startup you have started, okay, I will means I come from that school that if you are working somewhere, okay, and you have some idea, you want to launch your idea, don't get into the startup immediately. First you should take small steps, and once you build up conviction on your idea, then only you leave your job and start this, right? Because it is not a cup of tea for everyone. And I don't get motivated with the post or thing like Shark Tank से और startup से आप motivate होके कुछ start ना करें. Better ये है कि means you test your idea, you test your abilities, you test your capabilities, because it's not easy. And you have to grind each and every day. You need to have sleepless nights. You need to have a lot of things. Means startup is not about an individual, it's about a team that you build upon over a period. And I'm lucky enough to have a wonderful team who is supporting me. And my co-founder, luckily she's my life partner also, and she also helps and support me. And my team, all team members, like there are people who are there with me from last 4 5 years, and they are pillars. And with their support, without their support, I don't think we would have reached here. So, like us, you should also have this thought that you need to have a wonderful team backing you up in your ups and downs and support you end to end. है ना? So that is how you build upon, right? Have a vision, have a goal. Then only you will be able to deliver.
So, my next question is what strategies can entrepreneurs employ to validate their ideas and ensure they address genuine market needs?
Pardon. Can you please repeat this?
Yeah, sure. What strategies can entrepreneurs employ to validate their ideas and ensure they address genuine market needs?
Genuine market needs, right? See, genuine market need is something that you arrive at only once you start. And on the day one, no one has the understanding of end to end thing. Again, if you remember when we started, I said analysis paralysis. And people want to have perfection on day one, which will never come, right? Because eventually, once you start delivering, you get feedbacks, you get, as we discussed, in this earlier discussion also. You get feedbacks, you improve your product, get back again to your customer, and you add more value. Now it is this way, like it's a, like there is a chain of thoughts, right? So it is a chain of delivery, like comfort and pricing. There are a lot of things like Indian consumer, they need value and they are ready to pay the price. Like people say कि इंडिया में cheap चीजें चलती हैं, but ऐसा नहीं है. Customer behavior has changed a lot over the past decade, and now people are out of it. And so it's a value driven market. And as you mentioned ki genuine needs it getting fulfilled. If someone's genuine need you are able to identify, fulfill, and give them beyond what they are expecting, definitely they will be your loyal customer. They will be retained. And not even that, I have seen it over the period that if you are delivering services to the best or providing products to the better quality, you get a lot of referrals, you get a lot of good feedbacks. So that's how it works. And eventually this helps you to build up a market where you are providing it to the customer who has that need as a genuine need. So if I relate with my earlier example, the market requires those people who guide them, help them, support them. Okay, if I talk about our market, guide, help, support, mentor, and make them enablers. And we help people to learn and become enablers and launch their startup in the best possible way. Then only they will be able to deliver the things. So that is how it works, Swagata. Yeah.
So my last question is, can you share some more examples of successful startups, like
Successful startups. Okay.
who attribute their achievements through a well thought out ideation process?
So there are many examples, and you can see the unicorns that we have. Uh, like when you are asking successful startups, there are a lot of them, but two startups of again husband wife. They are husband wife. Mr. Moha Patra is there from Off Business, and his wife Miss I think Ruchi Kalada, Oxygen, Oxyzo. So these two ventures are there. I have studied about them. I have understood about how they started. So they were working in McKinsey. I think in 2015 or somewhere they started their venture, and means they have a very like thorough ideation and all. I see, I follow him on LinkedIn also. I see his posts, etc. So they both are unicorns, by the way. As on date, they are unicorns. But what they have identified or their ideation stage, what they have done is they saw that in India there is a gap in the MSME financing. है ना? So when people have to deliver a product or service to say companies like Nestle or Maruti, big companies, okay, they always have supply chain financing problem. Okay, so what they have done is they have tied up with all those MSMEs, and now they have been tied up with, I think, thousands or even lakh of MSMEs are part of their ecosystem, where they are providing continuous funding and helping those MSMEs in delivering the product or service. So the idea was simple. When they started, the idea was that they will help these MSMEs to improve their operating cycle so that these MSMEs can deliver better. And eventually they have ended up in having thousands to lakhs of customers. Okay, so this is the importance of ideation. When you have identified a problem, you build upon a solution for that, and then you deliver and scale up further. This is how things work. And so ideation definitely is a basic thing. And yeah, so this is something that comes to me as an example. uh, Other example can be Swiggy. So Zomato definitely was one of the great players in terms of providing the reviews and ratings of restaurant and all. But Swiggy has identified a problem of last mile delivery, right? They have tied up even with those restaurants which were not tied up with Zomato and all. And eventually, what they have done is they have tied up with them, and they are providing last mile delivery to the fastest way possible. And now Swiggy is also a renowned name that you and me, everyone knows about it, right? So many startups are there, है ना? But Swiggy का और उसमें ये फर्क है कि the Oxizo of business kind of a model ना, they are a profitable business, है ना? They are not loss making businesses. Swiggy में मैं इसलिए एग्जांपल देना नहीं चाह रहा था, but दे दिया मैंने. वो लॉस मेकिंग है ना?
Okay.
मीन्स, है ना? आई ऑलवेज बिलीव इन इनिशियल स्टेज में बूटस्ट्रैप करो, फंडिंग के लिए मत भागो, आइडिया और आइडिएशन पे फोकस करो, प्रोडक्ट पे फोकस करो, है ना? नेवर रन आफ्टर मनी. डोंट स्टार्ट अ स्टार्टअप इफ यू थिंक कि आपको फंडिंग मिल जाएगी इसलिए स्टार्टअप शुरू करना है ना? फंडिंग इज एन आउटकम बेस्ड ऑन योर मिनिमम वायबल प्रोडक्ट, प्रोटोटाइप, योर विजन, योर मिशन, योर गोल्स एज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन, है ना? तो आइडिएशन अच्छी करो, बट उसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि आइडिएशन कर ली अच्छी, प्रोडक्ट अच्छा बना लिया तो बस एकदम से फंडिंग के लिए चले जाओ. ट्राई टू डू थिंग्स बूटस्ट्रैप वे. दैट इज द बेस्ट वे टू डू एंड डिलीवर द बेस्ट.
Thank you, Mr. Mayank. Now I invite our audience to put up their questions.
या
You can also drop your questions in the comment box.
yeah, that will really help. Yeah, if any one of you listening to us, you can put your comments and we will be happy to answer those questions. I can see there are few attendees. Okay. Sir, how can I find the right talent for any of the startups? Okay. Right talent. So, right talent for startup is someone. Am I audible to you, Swagata? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. Okay. So, Rohit Jha has asked that how to find a right talent for a startup. I think my voice is coming back. Just a second. No, now it is fine. So it is this way. Like if you are at a stage where you have built upon your idea, and this is a very lengthy topic. I would like to have this in the next session somewhere. We will keep it. But to answer this question, specific question, I will say that uh, talent is something that you get based on who you are, what is your vision, and the person who is there to take risk. Because in startup, you can never say कि uh, मेरे को 10 से 5 की नौकरी करनी है ना? इट्स ग्राइंडिंग. एंड इफ यू आर समवन हु इज रेडी टू ग्राइंड, तो अगर मैं एक फाउंडर हूँ, तो मेरे पर्सपेक्टिव से मैं टैलेंट वो देखूंगा कि द पर्सन इज रेडी टू वर्क along and deliver the things which helps not only me but my organization to build in the long run, right? Like we are sitting on 26th of January. It's a Republic Day. It's a holiday for all, right? But still, we are trying to create something so that it can add value to the new startups, right? So if the people who are around this, who are helping us in organizing this, so those are my team members, okay? Why they are supporting me? Because they also have a common vision, राइट? तो ऐसा विजनरी बंदा ही देखता है फाउंडर और स्टार्टअप अपने साथ जोड़ने के लिए. और अगर मैं टैलेंट की बात करूं, इफ समवन वांट्स टू जॉइन अ स्टार्टअप, सी इन इनिशियल फेज डोंट थिंक मच अबाउट मनी पार्ट. मॉनेटरीली आपको शायद चीजें उतनी ज्यादा नहीं मिलेंगे, बट द एक्सपीरियंस दैट यू विल गेट by working with a startup, okay, it is to the nth level, है ना? And you will become capable to do anything in life, राइट? और एज फार एज मनी और मॉनेटरी पार्ट इज कंसर्न, इनिशियल फेज में डेफिनेटली चैलेंजेस होते हैं, बट वंस यू गो अलोंग यू गेट गुड अमाउंट ऑफ like monetary benefits also. And I hope I have answered your question, Rohit.
Any more questions from the audience?
Okay, so I think there is another question. The next question is by Nidhi Yadav. So she has asked how to figure out the best industry to choose for your startup. Okay, good question, Nidhi. See, best industry is if I will say that best industry is a uh, myth as far as I am concerned, because whatever you enjoy doing, as I mentioned earlier, ikigai principle, whatever you enjoy most, suppose you enjoy to uh, work along like a people manager. Okay, you can start a HR company, you can start a recruitment firm, right? If you enjoy to have a food business, you can start your food startup, है ना? और एट स्मॉल स्केल यू स्टार्ट, मतलब आप एक छोटे से स्टॉल से भी शुरू कर सकते हो. इवेंचुअली यू कैन बिल्ड अप ऑन अ रेस्टोरेंट चेन एज वेल, है ना? तो इंडस्ट्री आई विल से थोड़ा रिसर्च करना जरूरी है. आपको उस स्टार्टअप को करना चाहिए जिसमें आपको दिख रहा है कि पोटेंशियल है प्लस आपका इंटरेस्ट जरूरी है. तो ये दो चीज जरूरी है. पोटेंशियल हो तो वो थोड़ा सा रिसर्च करेंगे तो यू विल गेट एन आइडिया अबाउट इट. डेफिनेटली आइडिएशन अच्छे से करेंगे तो आपको पता लगेगा, है ना? और आप थोड़ी प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी रिसर्च करेंगे एडिएशन के दौरान तो आपको पता लगेगा. एंड इन एडिशन टू इट, इफ यू have a interest in that particular kind of a thing, like आपको खुद अच्छा लगता है and you can do those things on your own, आपके पास वो skills हैं. मान लो आप डिपेंडेंट नहीं हो रिसोर्स के ऊपर, आप खुद से ही स्टॉल लगा के खड़े होके वहां पर सेल कर सकते हो, है ना? अगर आप इतने ओपन माइंड से कर सकते हो देन ओनली डू द स्टार्टअप. अगर आपको करना है कि भाई बंदा आएगा वो सेल करेगा, ठीक है, तो फिर थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट है. मतलब आपको हर चीज के लिए, मतलब आपको झाड़ू मारने से लेके पोछा मारने से लेके आपको बोर्ड मीटिंग अटेंड करने तक सब कुछ करना है तो आप स्टार्टअप करो. अगर आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते इनमें से तो देन आपके लिए जॉब इज द बेस्ट थिंग टू डू. या आई थिंक इंडस्ट्री वाला, इफ इट इज क्लियर निधि, देन you can ask me again if there is any further question in addition to this, Nidhi, Rohit, or anyone who is listening to us. And this is a very good thing that we have started, Swagata, and definitely we will learn along. You know, I think uh, this is the very first podcast that we are doing, and I think there is another question. Just a second. How should we create a budget for a startup? Okay, so Priyanka ma'am herself is asking how to create budget for a startup. Budget, okay. Budget is something that you should work upon from the day one, because while you are ideation, uh, you are identifying that this is something that you are going to do, and for that you need to keep in mind the financial aspects also in mind. And for that you have to create a budget. Like you have to see that suppose you have a lakh of rupees and you want to launch a startup, so you need to see that मेरा 8-10 हज़ार कंपनी बनाने में लग जाएगा, right? And some 8 to 10,000 will be spent on uh, creating online presence, website, and social media handles, creating graphics, because you have to get traction. So you need to decide your budget as per your business, है ना? तो if आपका सर्विस का बिजनेस है तो उसका एक्सपेंस डिफरेंट तरह का होगा. अगर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का है तो उसका एक्सपेंसेस डिफरेंट तरह का होगा. अकॉर्डिंगली यू हैव टू keep things in buckets and add it up, see कि मेरा खर्चा इतना बन रहा है, whether I have this amount of money or not. If you don't have it, try to see कि आप frugal way में चीजें कैसे कर सकते हैं, right? And if you suppose are short of money, आपके पास बिल्कुल ही पैसा नहीं है, तो तब भी आप स्टार्टअप कर सकते हैं. मतलब स्टार्टअप करने के लिए पैसा जरूरी नहीं है, आपका आइडिया जरूरी है, आपकी कन्विक्शन जरूरी है. और जब आप स्टार्टअप करते हो तो एक जुगाड़ नाम की चीज होती है जो हम इंडियन सबसे बेस्ट करते हैं. दैट वी नो हाउ टू डू इट, राइट? तो फंडिंग की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, हाँ, बट बजट डेफिनेटली एक दिमाग में होना चाहिए. और आपके बिजनेस को किस तरह से आपको लॉन्च करना है, स्केल करना है, इनिशियल कस्टमर्स लाने हैं, उसके लिए आपको ये बजट बकेटिंग करनी जरूरी है, एंड यू हैव टू वर्क अपॉन इट. आई होप आई हैव आंसर्ड दिस. या.
Any more questions from the audience? Feel free to put up your questions. So I think we can wrap the session up.
Yeah, definitely. We can wrap up the session. If you have anything, any thoughts, or uh, any additional questions, you can ask, else we can wind up.
No, sir, we can wind up the session, I think.
चलो ठीक है, ठीक है. Okay, thank you so much.